Can you guess what I'm building from this pile of metal? Well, whatever it is, I've got to make space for it. So today I am clearing the garden. And I don't fancy stomping around in wet mud. I'm emptying this water butt with a hose. My next challenge was what to do with all of these plants. These have all been inherited from my grandmother, who's recently moved home. And to make space for this mystery item, I'm taking down this old greenhouse, which is less than a year old, but is completely falling apart. This mystery item needs a fair bit of space. So I'm having to relocate some of these strawberries, and I'm flattening out the ground because I need a very stable surface. I did some minor demolition work. For this mystery project, I managed to find some reclaimed breeze blocks, but I could not get these to sit straight on the soil. So I took a short break to save a bee, some delicious sugar water, and the bee was like, yum, 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 yum. But when I got back, I removed a bunch of the soil and laid down some sand because this is going to make it a little bit easier to balance out the breeze blocks, making sure the entire area was flat with my level measure. And of course, got to make sure those corners are 90 degrees. Here's today's progress. Can you guess what it is yet? Before I build this mystery project, I have to clean off this aluminium. This has been sat in my nan's garden for about 30 years, so I need to clean everything off. It's covered in mud and grit. And the same goes for the breeze blocks, I'm afraid. And that's when I realised that pressure washing in situ was going to make a huge mess, so I took them out. Look at my confidence thinking that I could lift that breeze block with one hand. And I still haven't decided if I should set some mortar in between these blocks yet. The next challenge, however, was to make sure that they were all straight, which they were not. I still want the base to be level, so I'm just going to take out a bit of the sand underneath a couple of these. And voila, that worked. Okay, now the base is ready. I got started making this frame, and I'm going to put this up first because once I've done that, I can decide if there's enough space for me to stick some mortar in between the breeze blocks. That'll make it loads more secure. So what do you think? Has today's video helped you to work out what this is going to be yet? The next step was to put the entire frame together, and this was much harder than I was expecting. All of the bits look the same. In this box of spares that my nan gave me are these pieces of rubber. They sit on these aluminium bars and they stop the glass from sitting right next to the metal. However, a bunch of these were all dried out and really brittle, so I had to replace some of them. It was not easy. It was so tricky. Really losing my patience at this point. Also in this box of spares are these metal clips that keep the glass in place and these screws. The screws join a couple of pieces of the aluminium together, and you can use a hex nut bit just like this to screw these in so much quicker. And a top tip is to lower the torque so you don't over tighten. Next, I'll need to find a good way to secure this to the breeze blocks. I decided the base was sturdy enough to not put mortar in between the breeze blocks. I hope I don't regret it. Sometimes you just need a pen with a really long snoot. And today my long snoot pen was helping me secure this greenhouse to the base. If you're drilling a bunch of holes into concrete or something like breeze blocks, I would recommend getting a wired drill because it's just that little bit more powerful. Make super light work of it. That was a bad idea. Right, just gonna go grab my hammer. Oh no. I couldn't find my hammer, so I tapped this plug in with the back of an axe. You do what you can, people. You do what you can. Now that's done, I can start working on the glass. I thought I could get away without taking the glass out of this door, but that did not work because there was still loads of scum around the edges. This is actually some leftover rubber underlay, and I'm gonna stick this on the ground so that the glass doesn't get scratched. I figured a bit of window cleaner and some hard graft would do the job, but no, it did not. Even with a magic sponge, the most magic of sponges, I couldn't get some of this off. I just ended up using a scouring pad and the flat edge of a blade to get the bits off the edges. I need these little bits of metal to install the glass panels. They clip in between the glass and the frame to keep the glass in place. And I learned the hard way not to do just one side first because you cannot get the clips in the other side. But that was not the hard bit today. Getting this door on was such a pain and made me want to cry in my cornflakes. The trouble was that the runners were not moving properly and the runner bar was full of grit and sand. So I tried again whilst the sun beamed its death rays into the back of my retinas. It still kept skipping out, so I taught my neighbour's kids some new swear words. That's when I realised that the actual base of the frame was a little bit bent, so I bent that back into the right shape, and then it was fine! Yay! It's gonna be okay. My next challenge is to clean all of this glass and cut out some fresh bits for the sections that are missing. But I only have a few spares, so I'm gonna have to be very careful about how I cut this glass. Cutting glass is actually easier than you might think. When my grandmother gave me this greenhouse, there was a few pieces that were cracked, but luckily she also gave me a bunch of spares. And first I've got to work out what pieces are actually missing. Nearly all of the panels are square, and these bottom ones are really easy to clip in. And for the top ones, they get a little hammock. So the weight of the top piece of glass actually sits on the lower piece. So the way I like to measure my glass is to work out first of all how wide I need it to be, and I just add on some permanent marker. This is a glass cutting tool that has a little wheel that you score across the top of the glass, using your forefinger to press down. Ideally you want to do this in one continuous stroke. Then move your glass to the blunt end of a table and add some pressure. You need to snap it off swiftly and confidently to get a straight line, and if you're not holding it down securely, it won't snap straight. And honestly, sometimes even with the best technique, it still doesn't work. So maybe practice on a piece that you're not too attached to. Have you ever seen one of these? It's essentially a magnet on the end of an extendable stick. It's one of my favourite tools for when things are kind of going wrong. I've got these clips that I'm using to keep the glass in place on my greenhouse, and they keep pinging out and falling down the back of the shed. So my first task this morning was to retrieve them all. Task number 2 was to add some weed barrier to the bottom of the greenhouse. This is mostly to stop any weeds coming through, but I also don't want to stand on the sand because it's a bit messy. You can also use landscaping fabric on your vegetable beds to stop weeds from growing in between your plants. And probably the most exciting part of building this greenhouse is being able to put my plants inside, which was actually easier said than done because I couldn't work out the best combination of racking to put in here that would give me the best amount of space but also give the plants the most amount of sun. And in that sort of situation, it's very important to stand and look at it for a long time. So here's the finished greenhouse. This was by no means an easy project to do, but I'm hopeful that seeing me persist with some grit and determination will encourage you to do the same on your projects. Tell me in the comments what you think of this build and join me for the next one.